Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up, Nebraska's Attorney General files a lawsuit against the City of Omaha's mask mandate. Plus, the Supreme Court makes a ruling on the Biden administration vaccine mandate for large businesses. But first tonight, more accusations surrounding Lincoln Police Department's work environment. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Rod has the night off. A third lawsuit filed against the Lincoln Police Department. Former LPD officer Aaron Spilker is alleging discriminatory conduct against female employees, sexual harassment, and sexual assault by at least 2 coworkers back in 2014 and 2015. Spilker has been employed by LPD since 2002, most recently acting as the Public Information Officer since 2019. The lawsuit says Spilker's mental health has suffered greatly during her time at the police department. Spilker is the third LPD employee to speak out against the department for toxic workplace issues since 2020, joining former officer Sarah Williams and former Sergeant Angela Sands. And Lincoln Police Chief Teresa Ewens provided a statement that says, in part, quote, "We take these complaints and lawsuits very seriously," speaking generically in regards to all the complaints and not to any one member of our department. Where a violation was found, proper disciplinary action was taken by the department. In other news now, Governor Ricketts delivering his State of the State address today. He gave examples of how Nebraska has succeeded over the last year and plans he has for this year. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez is live at the Capitol building with all the details. Ariana?
Governor Pete Ricketts has big plans for providing additional tax relief, investing in Nebraska's natural resources, and strengthening public safety. He used this time this morning to speak to senators and make sure they knew what he's fighting for and how he recommends spending the American Rescue Plan Act funding. Tax relief is important to Governor Ricketts. During a State of the State address, he spoke on ways to help businesses, those on Social Security, and property owners save money.
This is the people's money, and we must support tax relief that puts this money back into the pocket of the people.
Strengthening public safety in Nebraska was another top priority for the governor, as he plans to spend millions in different areas of law enforcement.
$47.7 million toward the expansion of the Law Enforcement Training Center in Grand Island.
He gave support on what has so far been a controversial topic concerning the state's correctional system.
A modern correctional facility will give our inmates a better quality of life. Modernizing our state penitentiary will allow us to offer enhanced services and programs to prepare men there for life after time served.
And possibly foreshadows how he hopes LB 496 dealing with a collection of DNA goes, as senators start debate for that bill on Tuesday.
I am also requesting $16.9 million to enhance our state crime lab, which analyzes forensic and physical criminal evidence to better secure justice for the victims of crime.
He also hopes a good chunk of the American Rescue Plan Act funding will go towards helping water supply.
To secure Nebraska's water supply, I am recommending $500 million to construct a canal and water reservoir system from the South Platte River. Access to this water enables our farmers and ranchers to produce.
Another controversial topic brought up in his proposal was recommending $60 million go to low-income education assistance programs. That money would be used by families to help further their child's education. People opposed to this idea worry families can use the money to take their children to private schools. But Governor Ricketts feels the money could also be used in other ways, such as helping families pay for tutors. And as a reminder, this is Governor Pete Ricketts' last year serving as the governor of Nebraska, as he has met the term limits for serving as governor in Nebraska. Reporting live in Lincoln, Ariana Martinez, Channel 8 News.
Ariana, thank you very much for that live report tonight. And Nebraska Democrats responding to Ricketts' speech this morning. State Senator and candidate for governor Carol Blood saying, quote, all departments that fall under the responsibility of our executive branch, Ricketts has failed the people of our great state. It's time for new blood and new ideas in our state elected officials, end quote. After the governor's address, senators debated on a bill concerning the collection of DNA from people arrested for certain crimes. The crimes would include anything of violence or burglary. Channel 8 spoke with Senator Hilkeman, who introduced this bill and has been working on it for nearly 7 years. He feels those opposed to this bill don't understand that it's not just arrested, but individuals must be charged with the violent crime.
DNA is the fingerprint of the 21st century, and it's moving us up to where many other states, 31 states, have already adopted what we're trying to do here with LB 496. It has worked for over 15 years. Not a single state has rescinded this action that they've taken.
Senator Megan Hunt is opposed to this bill. She suggested an amendment that all Nebraskans would submit their DNA, as she says it could help solve rape cases. Debate will continue on this bill next Tuesday. The U.S. Supreme Court has blocked President Biden's nationwide vaccine and testing mandate for large businesses, but it will allow a vaccine mandate for certain healthcare workers. The decision was based on the argument that the Occupational Safety and Health Administration does not have the power to enact such a mandate. It would have impacted 80 million people, requiring workers at businesses with 100 or more employees to be fully vaccinated or undergo regular testing and wear a mask. The justices agreed, though, to require some healthcare workers at facilities that participate in Medicare and Medicaid to be vaccinated. The Nebraska Attorney General has filed a lawsuit to stop the Omaha mask mandate. The Douglas County Health Director issued the mandate earlier this week as Omaha has seen a large spike in COVID cases. Attorney General Doug Peterson filed the complaint in the Douglas County District Court saying, quote, it's unlawful, and the health department does not have the authority to issue it. Governor Ricketts agreeing with those claims during his State of the State address this morning. Nebraska Medicine has activated its crisis plan today due to an influx of patients caused by the recent rise in COVID cases. This means the community's demand for health care currently exceeds their available resources. Patients will see some changes like fewer available appointments, the possibility of rescheduled appointments, or postponed surgeries. A big announcement today from Bryan Health and Cancer Partners of Nebraska. Lincoln's first ever gynecological oncology surgeon is now treating women in the community. Dr. Peter Morris says it's an honor to start providing specialized care to a population of women who need it most. He explained to us today exactly what he does.
A GYN oncologist goes and does special training just to take care of cancers of the female reproductive tract. It's a very narrow field of specialty. There are only 6 or 7 in the state of Nebraska.
Dr. Morris has over 35 years of experience in treating and managing gynecological cancers. He is currently seeing patients at Cancer Partners of Nebraska. A follow-up now, the victim from the grass fire near Denton has been identified. LSO says 81-year-old Gary Olson of Omaha was the man who died, and that he had a pre-existing medical condition that investigators believe contributed to the crash. Authorities say Olson didn't have injuries from the crash and that the vehicle had minimal damage. The cause of the fire and Olson's death are still under investigation. Olson's family say they don't know why he was near Denton. Time now for our first forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer. John, another mild, beautiful day to enjoy.
You know, Megan, some of these days just keep overachieving temperature-wise. We made it to 57 degrees this afternoon in the capital city, well above the normal high temperature of 35 degrees, but falling short of the record of 70 set back in 1996. That's the warmest we've been since 1996. Live look right now A beautiful view of a sunset taking shape from the Honda of Lincoln on the southwest side of the city. Just beautiful out there. Sunset this evening at 5:22. Temperatures are beginning to drop off slowly, sitting in the upper 40s to low 50s right now. And you can see we've got some mid to high level clouds that are beginning to spread in over the state. That will continue on as we go through the overnight. In fact, we're not going to see much in the way of sunshine until probably Saturday afternoon. A weather system we've been talking about for the last several days is now beginning to move through southern Canada and starting to make a turn to the southeast. It is coming our direction, and you can see a number of winter storm watches and warnings and winter storm watches or advisories also in effect. That does include portions of southeast Nebraska, where this advisory is in effect from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning through 6 o'clock Saturday morning. For the rest of this evening, no winter weather to deal with. It's going to be 46 degrees at 6, 38 by 8, and 34 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. But things start to go downhill tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. How much snow can you expect, and when will that changeover from rain to snow happen? I'll have the details on that in my Storm Alert Team forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much, John. In national news now, in his second straight day of rallying Congress to support voting rights, President Biden meets with Senate Democrats to try and persuade them to back a major change to the Senate's 60-vote filibuster rule. ABC's Eyewitness is in Washington with the latest.
President Biden on the Hill today lobbying Senate Democrats to alter the filibuster rule, enabling voting rights legislation to pass with just 51 votes instead of the usual 60.
I don't know that we can get it done, but I know one thing. As long as I have a breath in me, I'm going to be fighting to change the way these legislatures have moving.
Today, in a party line vote, the House passed a bill that includes the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. It's a maneuver Democrats use to insert those two pieces of legislation into a Senate bill that's already passed, allowing Democrats to finally debate voting rights on the Senate floor without Republican support.
Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Democrats will either need to secure 60 votes in favor of the combined bill to end debate and move to a vote, or change the filibuster rules. Moderate holdout Kyrsten Sinema praising the voting rights bills, but remaining firm in opposing any changes to the filibuster rule that would allow the bills to pass with 51 votes.
While I continue to support these bills, I will not support separate actions that worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our country.
Meanwhile, progressive Democrats in the Senate pushing back on that logic.
Members of this chamber were elected to debate and to vote, particularly on an issue as vital to the beating heart of our democracy as this.
In 2006, Republicans and Democrats in the Senate approved a 25-year extension to the Voting Rights Act. Now, 16 sitting Republicans who approved that legislation are now currently standing in the way of current efforts to protect voting rights. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on the news tonight, the latest on a new lawsuit concerning the deadly accident on the scene of the movie Rust. We'll be right back. Now to the new lawsuit in the fatal shooting on the set of Alec Baldwin's movie Rust. The armorer is now suing the company that provided guns and ammunition, claiming boxes labeled as ammunition dummies also contained live rounds. ABC's Morgan Norwood has the latest from Los Angeles.
The armorer on the set of Alec Baldwin's film Rust now suing the company that provided ammunition to the set. Armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed filing a lawsuit against Seth Kinney and his business PDQ Prop and Arms, alleging the ammunition boxes failed to state a material fact. The contents contained both dummy and live ammunition, which were deceptively sold. Authorities say actor Alec Baldwin fired a live round that killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza. The lawsuit describes a fallout between Kinney and Gutierrez-Reed that unfolded over, quote, heated text messages after an accidental discharge of a weapon on set, and claims Kinney then told an acquaintance who's also a police officer that he, quote, never wanted to work with Hannah again. Just days later, on the morning of the shooting, Gutierrez-Reed claimed she found a new, completely full box labeled dummy rounds in the prop trailer, but says no one could tell her where that box came from. Gutierrez-Reed says later that morning she loaded Alec Baldwin's revolver with 4 dummy rounds from her pants pocket, then 2 more from the new box. The suit stating to the best of Hannah's knowledge, the gun was now loaded with 6 dummy rounds. Kinney has denied providing any live rounds.
It's not a possibility that they came from PDQ or from myself personally. When we send dummy rounds out, they get individually rattle tested before they get sent out.
And as the investigation continues into Helena Hutchins' death, Alec Baldwin has maintained he is cooperating, despite not yet turning over his phone to authorities who have a warrant to search it. He says authorities are still going through the process of specifying what is needed from it. Seth Kinney also telling ABC News that there was something very unique about the live rounds found on the set of Rust. He also says that they don't match what he supplied. The FBI now examining the ammunition. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
What an afternoon. Temperatures today climbing into the middle and upper 50s once again. I hope you got a chance to go out and enjoy it. We've been telling you all week you needed to do so because we've got changes coming our way as early as tomorrow when we start talking about the chances for rain, we start talking about snow, and then eventually some colder air coming into the area. Live look right now from Schoen's Roofing in Beatrice showing you clouds beginning to stream in. This is all ahead of our weather system that is still back to our northwest coming in out of Canada. Temperatures as of 5 o'clock sitting in the 40s to lower and mid 50s, still very mild outside. Our normal high temperature is 35 degrees. As we go through the rest of the evening, we'll keep cloudy skies around 41 degrees by 8 o'clock, and we'll be holding into the 30s as we go through the overnight. Low temperatures only dropping off in the low to mid 30s. And notice these temperatures are either right at or just slightly below or above freezing. We'll be within 1 or 2 degrees of temperatures dropping below freezing, which could have some impacts for tomorrow, which I'll talk about in just a moment. The weather system we are watching is off to the north and west. You can see snow breaking out to the west of Winnipeg, north of Billings, and this is all going to start to slide off to the south and southeast pretty quickly as we go through the overnight hours. Now, you can see ahead of this weather system, there are winter weather advisories, winter storm watches, and winter storm warnings that are in effect as we go through the day Friday into Saturday. Specifically in southeast Nebraska, we've got a winter weather advisory that does include Lancaster County and Gage County. It's in effect from 6 o'clock Friday morning through 6 o'clock Saturday morning. Now, tomorrow, temperatures will be topping out in the 40s, so we'll be well above freezing initially. It's tomorrow evening when the temperatures start to drop and we'll start to notice some the rain changing over to a little snow. Now, Stormcast is suggesting we could have some moisture early tomorrow morning. I think the chances of that are pretty unlikely. There may be a little mist in some spots, but between 1,000 feet and 6,000 feet above the ground, we're going to have dry air in place likely through the noon hour. But as we head towards the afternoon hours, that's when we'll start to notice rain beginning to move in. It'll be a light rain as we go through the afternoon. As we get towards the evening commute tomorrow, that's when we'll start to see some changeover, rain mixing with snow at that point. And as we head towards tomorrow evening, that's when everything will change from the rain-snow mix to just a straight snow mix as temperatures start to tumble down into the upper 20s and low 30s. Snow showers will continue as we go through the overnight hours. I think at least in the Lincoln area, some of the heaviest snow will likely fall between about 2 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning. morning Saturday. Now, you'll notice a sharp cutoff on the snow. Some areas back out to the west, maybe not getting anything at all. If this system comes in a little further to the west, we may have some slightly higher numbers out towards Grand Island and Hastings. But you'll notice by 6 o'clock Saturday morning, the snow begins to retreat and move to the south and southeast down towards Kansas and Missouri. How much snow are we talking about? Well, this is my latest thoughts, and you'll notice a very sharp cutoff as far as the snow totals go. The Lincoln area, I think we're talking 2 to 4 inches of snow. Just to the west, towards Seward and Crete, even towards Beatrice, we could be talking 1 to 2 inches. Then as you go west of there, towards York, Grand Island, Hebron, and Fairbury, anywhere from nothing to maybe as much as 2 inches, and over towards Omaha, we could see upwards of 4 to 6 inches of snow. What and when for tomorrow in Lincoln? You'll notice the pinks, that's indicating mixed, maybe in the morning, but the probability of rain starts to increase as we go through the afternoon, and the height of the snow will be happening late Saturday night into Sunday, or make that Saturday morning. 7-day forecast then shows for Sunday, I should say Saturday afternoon, a cold day. High temperature of only 25 degrees, 42 degrees by Sunday, maybe a few flurries coming our way by Wednesday, and another shot of cold air coming down our way for the end of next week, perhaps as low as 2 below zero by Thursday morning.
Definitely an up and down 10-day forecast there, 40s, 20s, 50s. Make up your mind, John.
and nearly 60 yesterday and again today. So
yep.
We're going to start to feel more like January, and you're going to really notice it, especially on Saturday.
All right. Thank you very much. Here's a look at Wall Street now. A down day. The Dow falling 177 points. NASDAQ down 382. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. Finally, after a few days of very mild temperatures and weather, folks better be prepared for some winter weather to be moving in tomorrow.
That's right. Now, through the day tomorrow, we will see highs into the 40s, and we'll start out with a little bit of rain before changing over to snow, especially by tomorrow evening. I think by the evening commute, we may have a little bit of that mix coming in. For the rest of this evening, though, nothing to worry about. We'll see temperatures going from the 40s at 6 o'clock down through the 30s by 10 o'clock. And Megan, I should also mention, and because I failed to during the main weather, the winds will begin to increase tomorrow night as well. So if you've got plans to do some traveling, there may be some blowing snow to deal with, as we could have gusts at times to 40 miles per hour, taking wind chill values by early Saturday morning down below zero.
All right. Thank you, John. And thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned. World News Tonight with David Mears up next. And then we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock. Have a great night.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
It takes time to make Amigos enchiladas. It's not the easiest way, just the best. Amigos has the faves you crave.